All right, well, we got the gas tank out of the thing. Gonna start to blow out the fuel lines and get ready for a fire up. Some interesting things under the gas tank, so we'll have a look and see what we found under there. So with the gas tank out, and I didn't take a video of that, it's pretty straightforward, self-explanatory work. 4 bolts, a couple of screws. So first thing we see is there's a T in the fuel line and a fuel filter and a little electric pump, and that's all for the gas heater. I'm gonna disable that. I'm not gonna mess with the gas heater right now. I think I'll probably what I'll do is I'll leave the T in the line. And I'll just plug it and then leave everything else kind of disconnected, because you know, maybe someday we'll get the gas heater running. Not a priority. So steering dampener, the little connector there in the steering column. This guy looks okay. We might replace it. You can see some of the Volkswagen Thing specific modifications. Those big brackets that attach the outer portion of the beam back to the pan. That's something that, you know, buses don't have that, and Type 1s don't have that. It's a thing only. It's got them on both sides. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, next step, we're gonna get the air gun out. We'll disconnect the fuel line in the engine compartment, and we'll blow compressed air through the line and see if it's clear or not. All right, so we got the fuel line off of the fuel pump, and we gave it an initial blow, and this black liquid came out. Not too much. We'll see if we can get any more out of it. No, I'll tell you. I got to do this one-handed. All right, fire away. Give it full air. All right, hold it. All right, stop. So not much air is coming out, which we must have a leak somewhere, or maybe a blockage up front. I gotta take a look. All right, well, the fuel line is plugged, and I don't have a ready, easy solution for that. So I thought we'd just crank the engine and see if she had spark, and she has no spark. I've opened up the distributor cap, and I, of course, don't have my test light, so I found a light bulb, and we're going to use the light bulb to see if there's if the breaker points are functioning. So what I'm going to do, I've got this light bulb here, and I'm going to use this light bulb like a test light. I think I can ground out the body of the light bulb on the rim of the distributor and touch the button to this wire here. Now I've turned the engine over so the points are open, and when the points are open I should measure 12 volts or light the light at this point. Hopefully no sparks. Okay, so we know we've got 12 volts to our points, and now I'm going to rotate the engine. Just keep the film going there, Joe, until those points are closed. I would say they are closed now, and we'll go back with a test light. So if the points are working, that should be, so the points are not working because the points are closed, and I've still got 12 volts here. So what should happen is when the points are closed, I should be running current out through the coil and to ground. So that that circuit should effectively be pulled to ground, and it's not. And that tells me that the points are not conducting electricity, so they're probably just oxidized. So we'll shut the camera off, we'll get the file out, we'll give them a little file, and we'll try again.
Ready? Yep, filming.
Okay. So I've got the points out, because filing them did nothing. I've got the meter here, and I'm just going to check for resistance. The points are closed now. So first thing I'm going to do is make sure my meter works. Just touch the terminals together. Okay, so when I touch the common part of the points body here, that should move the needle. I can see the needle moving just a little bit, but what that tells me is I've got a highly resistive points connection still. So filing didn't work. Maybe it was foolish to think that it would. But if the points don't conduct electricity, and then the field collapse won't happen, you won't get a spark. So that's most likely the issue here. So we'll clean these up a little bit more on the bench and see if we can get them to work on the bench. Then we'll put them back in the car and make a basic gap adjustment and see if we can get some spark on this car. All right, so I got my nail file. This is a good old metal nail file. I've sharpened the end of it so it'll stick inside the spade, the female side of spade terminals. I used to use that to clean those out, but we can just put that in between the points. And this is crude. I mean, this is what you do to get running. This isn't like a legitimate repair. But file that a bit, blow out the crud, and let's see if it works. I'll hold this one here. And can you see the meter? Yeah. So now our points are conducting electricity. They weren't before. And if the points don't conduct electricity, we don't set up the field and the coil. And when the points open, there's no field collapse, there's no spark. So I'm fairly confident now when we put this together and turn the key, we'll get a spark. Okay, so we're back together. I don't have a third hand, so there's no video evidence of it, but take my word for it, we have spark. I had Joe crank the engine, and I held the spark plug up against the intake manifold and turn the lights off, and we got a nice spark there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the plugs back in their respective cylinders, and then I've got the boat gas can over there, and I'll hook that up to the carburetor, give it a little bit of gas. It's two-stroke gas, so it'll probably work. It's good for it, right? Lubricate that top end. We'll see if we can get it to fire a little bit. Go ahead. There we go. First fire in 15 years.
Yeah, what do you say about that?
That's awesome. I checked the dash and the generator light was out, the oil light was out, which means it has charging and it has oil pressure. That's great news. The exhaust is a little unhooked on the right hand side, so it sounds pretty loud, but damn.
But that's good though, that's good, that's loud.
Well, it's good for the moment. It runs pretty good. I'm really happy. I think that's a good place to stop for the moment. And I guess the smoke could be because we're running boat gas, two-stroke boat gas.
I think I can smell it.
Yeah, there's nothing like that two-stroke boat gas smell. Okay, well, time to pick up tools and go eat lunch and assemble video for posting. Until next time.